Well, hey there folks, how's it going? Well, this is today's project. We got a fairly new Fender American-made jazz bass here. This was made in June 12th, 2021. Really nice instrument here. It's a fretless bass. So the owner has hired me to put some frets in it for him. So to do that, we need to cut the old fret lines out, which are basically like pick guard material. And I'm in the process of doing that right now. So let's go over to the bench and I'll show you how I'm doing it. Okay guys, here we are on the bench. Just wanted to go over the tool that I'm using. This is an X-Acto razor saw. It has a really thin kerf. And it actually fits right in the slot. It's the same width as the fret line, so perfect. Now I'm going to show you how to start these. There's a little trick to it when you start cutting these out. Okay, you got to have a pretty steady hand, and you got to be really patient and take your time when you do this. It's not impossible by any means, but as I said before, it takes some patience. So what I like to do is hold my finger right up next to the saw, okay? And then I'm going to start that saw right in the middle of that fret line. And what you do is just take just a little stroke like that right there, okay? And that's all you need. Now you can get started. Really easy, really small strokes. And remember, this has a radius in it, so you have to pay attention that you don't cut through too deep in the middle. Okay? Keep cleaning your blade off, excuse me. And just small, even strokes, and just keep your blade in that groove that you've started and slowly work your way backwards across that line. And you got to keep a nice steady hand and try to cut a nice straight line. This isn't a race. This is all just finesse work. And it can be done. You just got to really pay attention to what you're doing. Every fret counts. Just remember that. They all need to be perfect. So, you know, if you have never done this or you're not comfortable doing it, you shouldn't even attempt it. Because you could ruin your instrument or somebody else's, and that's not going to be good. Okay, so now I've established a groove all the way across here, and we should be able to saw this out now. So what I'm going to do is just start taking some nice, light, easy strokes, and you got to watch that. You can slip out of the slot and kind of go across the fretboard, so again, only use the lightest of pressure when you do this. Once you get it down there a ways, you won't have to worry about that anymore. But again, nice straight line, nice even stroke, and try to keep your blade straight. This is not a little tricky to do on camera, it's a lot of tricky to do on camera. But I'm just trying to demonstrate how to do this. I haven't seen any other videos on YouTube of anybody doing this, so figured I'd share this with you. This X-Acto saw works really well, and it's the right it's the same width as the fret lines that Fender's using in their necks. So again, just some handy information if you ever have to do this. So another thing, what I would like to do is after I get down there a ways, I'll cut these to the depth they're supposed to be on both sides, and then I'll just stay away from the edges. And if I get towards the edges, I'll just kind of rock the saw up away from the edge, and try to stay in the middle, because I don't want to cut those any deeper than I have to. They need to stay the same, so that way when your fret wire goes in, you're going to see the tangs on the fret wire, and you want them all at the same depth, just like they did it. And that way it makes a nice, neat job. So just take your time, go really slow. And as you get down, what you'll notice is you'll start to see some little patches of wood in here as this plastic starts to be, filed away. And when you start seeing the wood, that's a good time to stop or just regroup, maybe start on another one and then come back and go down through every one of them and just clean them up a little bit more, but we're getting close. Okay, so I'm going to start another one right here. Again, all you need to do is start that corner, and once you got that corner, you just start to come back really easy. Wipe that off so you know you're going straight. It's really important to make sure you're going straight across that line. Once you've established that, you're good. It's just, you don't have to think about it so much, but this is the really important part. And it takes a good steady hand, a lot of patience, and just keep cleaning your saw blade. Again, I haven't seen any videos of anyone doing this on YouTube yet, so I figured I'd share this. Any of you guys are thinking about doing this, or any of you repair guys out there that haven't done this yet, or if you ever run into this, this works really well. It goes pretty quick too, really. I mean, I've probably been an hour or so on what I've got done now. Maybe a few. Probably an hour and 20 minutes, I'm going to say it's taken me, but I'm really taking my time, and I don't care how long it takes. It's got to be right, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm starting to get a pretty good groove there, and my saw blade's starting to stay in there really nice now. So, again, just light pressure, take your time. It's not a race. And again, once you get a slot kind of established, that saw will stay in there quite nice, and you don't have to worry about it popping out on you too much. It's just in the beginning when you first start. You got to really pay attention, okay? All right. Like I said, I'm going to probably end up going back over these and cleaning these all out, brush them out, make sure I've got them deep enough, measure my fret wire, make sure the tang is the right width, and make sure these slots are the right width too, and depth. And we should be in pretty good shape. So once again, I'm going to start one more and show you how I do it. Okay, just line that up. Get that corner started. I know this is hard to see on camera, but I'm trying to do my best. So once you get that started on that corner, as I said, just slowly work your way back across the whole fret, okay? Keep wiping that out of there so you can see. Wipe your blade off good. Okay, and then again, just really slow movements across there, and try to keep a nice steady hand and cut the straightest line you can. I try to set my line when I'm coming backwards, but you know, it might be different for you if you're left-handed, or so again, we're just starting to get the groove established so we can have something to hold the blade in there good. Once you get that established, then it's just a matter of doing this. Saw them out, keep checking your edges, make sure you're not going in too deep, and that's it. You know, I thought about a few different methods to do this, and there we go. I actually thought about trying to make some kind of a jig even that I could, you know, clamp on, because this saw has a little plate on each side, and I figured you could, you know, it would ride on there like this and hold it at a certain depth, which it would. You know, you could almost make some sort of a miter jig to clamp on there. The problem is you got such a radius here, okay? I'm worried about the depth. So, you know, I think the best way to do this is just like this. Just take them by hand. Take your time, and it can be done, okay? Again, if you're not really sure about doing this yourself, you know, maybe take it to somebody, try it on an old neck, and, you know, you got to practice somehow, I guess, but I'm not going to lie to you, this is the first time I've ever done this, and I've done many fret jobs, but I've never actually had to cut the fret lines out of a neck yet. So this is a new experience for me too, but I've run into all kinds of different little scenarios that you run into when you're doing fret work, so I have kind of a heads up and a jump start on guys that have never done it. So, you know, this isn't like day one, I'm going to be a luthier. You don't want to start out here, guys, really. I'm not kidding you. This isn't for everybody. And, you know, you could ruin somebody's instrument really easy. So just make sure you know what you're doing. I don't want to see you guys ruin your instruments either. So, okay, we're getting there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more to go. So we're coasting right along. It's taken a little while, but that's okay. It's all coming out nice. I'm more than pleased with it. I got a couple scuffs here that's not a big deal. This is all going to get sanded lightly before we fret it anyway, and you won't see that. You know, them things do happen. It's part of it. There's even some pretty good visual things from where the strings were just hitting here. You know, there's like grooves from the flat wound, so we'll clean all that up so it'll look just like new again. Oil it up good, and new frets. This should be a good feeling neck for sure. Okay, guys, well, thanks for watching. You will see a part 2 on this. I don't want to bore you with just cutting all these out, so the next video I'll shoot will be more than likely on a refret with this, and I'll show you my techniques of doing that. How to measure the slots, how to measure your tang. I'll go through all that and walk you guys right through it, and we'll be good to go. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Really, really appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to hit 500 subs before the end of the year. I'm pretty close. I need 40 something more, and I'm there. So if you haven't subscribed, help me out. It helps out the channel. I'm just trying to see how many I can get now. I didn't think I'd get more than 5 or 10. It was just for my friends at first, but now it's turned into something else. So really cool. I'm enjoying it. I really love doing this and demonstrating this stuff for you guys, and I really hope it helps. If you find it helpful, hit the sub button, and we'll see you real soon. Okie doke. Be good.